Hey guys, and welcome back. My name is Ms. Danielson, and I'm here to take you through another lesson on expressions. I hope you joined us for our previous lesson on simplifying expressions. Today we're going to have a look at geometric expressions, so looking at geometric shapes and writing expressions for the perimeters of them. First, let's clarify the difference between formulas and expressions. They both involve algebra, so it's easy to get them confused. But formulas use variables to give a generic set of calculation instructions to complete a specific task. For example, the area of a rectangle, which is length times width, could be written as a formula of the form A equals L times W. That's to find the area of any rectangle. Another example for the perimeter of a rectangle is that it's the sum of all of its sides. So the formula we could use is that P is equal to length plus width plus length plus width. And that formula could be simplified to P equals 2L plus 2W. Now we could reuse these formulas for any rectangles, whereas expressions are specific to that particular situation. You could say that a formula is a common expression with a purpose. We can substitute values into formulas to work out a numerical answer, but if we don't know the values, or we only have variables or algebraic expressions to substitute into the formula, our result will end up an algebraic expression, which we can't solve. All we can do is simplify as much as possible. Let's work through these examples. Work out the perimeters of these shapes based on the basic principle that a perimeter is the sum of all the outer sides. Having a close look at these shapes, I haven't told you what the lengths of the sides are, so we're going to have to leave our answers as simplified expressions. Let's start with example A. You're going to want to start by using a ruler and neatly drawing a diagram to represent this shape. Label that diagram with all of the given information, including these markings here. This marking here means that this unlabeled side is the same length as this side. This double marking here means that this side is the same length as that side. So I could say that the perimeter, being the sum of all the sides, will be equal to 2a plus b plus 3b minus a plus 2a plus b plus 3b minus a. But because I know that this is a rectangle and I've got two pairs of equal length sides, I could also write that as 2 of these 2a plus b sides and 2 of these 3b minus a sides. Then I can expand these brackets to simplify this expression. So 2 times 2a and 2 times b and 2 times 3b and 2 times minus a. 4a plus 2b plus 6b minus 2a. Now I can group like terms, so group my a's together and group my b's together to simplify this expression. Pay attention to the signs. That negative belongs to the term that follows it, so that will be 4a minus 2a and 2b plus 6b. 4a minus 2a, that's 2a, and 2b plus 6b is 8b. As we didn't know all of the values, our answer will end up as an expression. Just make sure that your expression has been simplified. Let's try example B now. Again, start by drawing a diagram, and it doesn't need to be perfect, but you should label it so that it's clear what you intended. That's why we've got these markings on all 5 sides of this shape. Do we remember what a 5-sided shape is called? It's a pentagon, and because all sides are the same, it's a regular pentagon. So the perimeter of this shape will be the sum of all of these outer sides. That's going to be, now that was very long for me to write out, and I'm going to double check that I did that 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, I have 5 sides. All of them are 17 plus x. So it would have been a lot easier for me to write this as 5 times brackets 17 plus x. And that'll be easier for me to simplify as well. I have to remember that the 5 outside the bracket multiplies by each of the terms inside the bracket. So 5 times 17 and 5 times x. 5 times 17 is 85, and 5 times x is 5x. And as these are not like terms, I can't group them together. Once again, there are values that I don't know, so my answer is going to be an expression. For question C, once again, you will definitely want to draw this diagram this time, because there are missing side lengths which we need to work out for us to work out the perimeter of this shape. So go ahead, use a ruler, Use the squares in your book, do this as neatly as possible. Label all the sides that you're given, but also you may want to label the sides that are missing with variables of your choice. I've written the perimeter as the sum of all of the outer sides, but I said that there were two sides missing, which I've called V and H. I use the letter V to represent a vertical length and the letter H to represent a horizontal length. And that's going to help me think about how to work out what they are. To find the unknown vertical length, I'm going to compare all of the vertical lengths. So I've got one vertical length here, which is 17 plus 2x, and I've got two vertical lengths on the other side of the shape, which are V and 8. V and 8 together should make the total vertical length of the shape, so the total height of the shape. So I would say that V plus 8 should be equal to the total height I see on the opposite side of the shape, 17 plus 2x. If I want to know what V is, I can rearrange this algebraic equation to get the V by itself. Or simply think that if the whole thing is 17 plus 2x, and 8 of it is already cut off from the bottom here, how much is left for V? V would be equal to 17 plus 2x minus the 8. The opposite of add is subtract. So V is equal to 9 plus 2x. I'm going to use the same thinking to find out my unknown horizontal length. These two horizontal lengths at the top of the shape should add up to the same total horizontal length on the bottom of the shape. So h plus x plus 18 must equal 28. Again, if I want to find out what h is, I'll take away the part of the 28 that I've already traveled along this length. So h is equal to 28 minus the x and minus the 18. That will be 10 minus x. That's why I've drawn my diagram, so that I can label it with all the given information as well as the information that I found for myself. So let's complete this perimeter expression now. Now that I know what the vertical length was, 9 plus 2x, and the horizontal length, 10 minus x, I can put those expressions in the place of the unknown variables. So instead of the v, I put 9 plus 2x, and instead of the h, I put 10 minus x. Now these brackets aren't necessary because there's nothing being multiplied by these brackets. I'm simply going to add the 9, and I'm also going to add the positive 2x. And then I'm going to add the 10, and I'm going to add the negative x. So I can really just drop those brackets off. However, I should pay attention to the signs. That x is negative. When I add a negative, it will stay negative. But if I want to rearrange this to get my x's together and to get my numbers together, I better make sure that that negative travels with the x. So here I've got all my numbers together in the beginning. 8 plus 28 plus 17 plus 18 plus 9 plus 10, and then my x's come after that. So 2x plus x plus 2x minus the x. I've kept that sign negative. Now adding together my like terms, so adding together my number terms, that gives me 90, and my x terms, 2x plus x is 3x, plus another 2x, that's 5x, minus an x, that's 4x. So that's my simplified expression. Once again, since there's values I don't know in this expression, I don't know what x is, my answer will be an expression, 90 plus 4x. How are we doing so far? Ready to go on to a practice exercise? Here we go. Now you're going to want to hit pause and copy these diagrams. And the first 4 questions should be fairly straightforward, but the next 4 should be a little bit more challenging. Go ahead and copy those diagrams, work out your answers, make sure they're fully simplified, and hit play when you're ready to see the answers. I hope you've taken your time to hit pause and copy those diagrams carefully. Check your answers over. Here come your answers. For question 1, for question 2, for question 3, for question 4, question 5, question 6, question 7. And for question 8, you first had to find the missing side lengths. This bottom one was marked with the same marking as the 3W, so that's also 3W. This top side length will be equal to the sum of the bottom two horizontal lengths, so 7Y plus 3W. And this side length adds with the 3W to make 8W. So now that you've got all the side lengths, the perimeter, which simplifies to B. So how did you do? Any problems? Please let me know. Go ahead and leave a comment down in the comment section if we need to clarify anything. Otherwise, keep practicing, and I'll see you soon.